Hey everybody, Oswald here. So in terms of what happened before, basically we were asleep for 8 months because of Peter the fuckface. Yeah, Peter decided, I don't know if he's teamed up with Astoria, we don't really know that yet, but Astoria does run Eden now, so that's fun. Peter does have super mutants, just kind of roaming around and doing stuff. Winston gave us necklaces. Still don't know what those do, but he gave us necklaces. They're pretty. I like them. They look good with my eyes. Yeah, the new guys. New guys are okay. I don't mind them at all. Although they were supposed to give us physical therapy while we were asleep, but they didn't. So, typical new guys. But beyond that, yeah. That's about it. My name is Kyle, and I play Oswald Silver.
It's your favorite girl, Elena, here to play your favorite water witch, Remy.
I'm Allie, and I play River.
And this is James, and welcome to Dice Drop's Return to Eden Arc. The doctors, the lab assistants, they all run you through a few basic therapy checks. Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Who?
All of us.
Okay.
Remember how I got a natural 20?
Do you get another one?
No.
You got
You got now.
No. I did in the middle. I got a 14 total.
I rolled a 7, so that's a 16 total.
How funny, I also rolled a 16.
All right.
Man, giving that torch a lot out of me.
So, River and Oswald, you guys are okay. There's a little bit of ache. Like, he's running you through, having you walk back and forth. He's testing your limbs, and he moves it just the right way that it actually hurts a little bit. But otherwise, your motor function is fine. You're in good health. Maybe a little hungry, but that could be fixed with a meal. Considering you've been pretty much hooked up to an IV tube for 8 months. But that's the worst of your exam.
Was the IV tasty? Like,
No,
Tasted like
it was
fucking
just.
Oreos. I don't know.
Yay!
Can we make it canon that the way that they had to, like, stretch me out or to get anything, like, done is they physically had to, like, roll me up like a roly-poly?
One of the doctors grabs hold of your limb, pushes it back, and it starts stretching, and he starts freaking out a little bit until he realizes that's your mutation. Just like, well, okay.
River's like, no, man, it's good, just keep going. I think I can get up to 500 feet on this thing, go.
Remy, you're not too bad either. Considering your nat 20 back when you got out of bed, you're about the same way. You probably overdid it, thinking that you felt fine with that natural 20, so you're a little stiff, you're a little sore, but otherwise you're in fighting shape. Your physicals go okay. I take it you guys are making your way back upstairs?
I mean,
River not wanting to leave the bed, she puts her arms up and just kind of latches on to the back of Oswald, and so he will drag her up the stairs.
Oswald, do you just let this happen?
I mean, yeah.
It's like,
That was the most dejected I've ever heard.
I don't see a reason to fight it.
Also, River probably weighs a little bit less than 90 pounds now because of this, so I probably weigh like nothing to him.
Yeah. You all are decidedly thinner. Having really nothing of substance for 8 months.
No, I've lost my thick girl status.
So,
You hear River scream out through the Lancaster home. God damn it, I want a burger. To anyone that can hear it.
as you make your way up the stairs, the staircase leads into the kitchen where you guys can hear the sounds of rustling around, people working the stove. It's almost a full kitchen crew in the Lancaster kitchen. You make your way through the kitchen into the dining room, and you see Rodney, Celeste, and Hood all sitting at the table. And you do see some food laid out. River, you do spot like a small pile of cheeseburgers there.
River looks at Rodney and winks at him.
He winks back.
My boyfriend still loves me, yeah.
Do you guys have the ability to make a milkshake or no?
Look in your pockets.
But I don't have a fridge in there. I dig around in my pockets and should I roll to see if I find a milkshake?
Go ahead and roll, see what you find.
What am I rolling here?
D20.
Just give me a D20.
A pure luck check.
Pure luck check. That's a 17.
You find half of a milkshake.
That'd be if I got a 10.
You find like the ingredients for a milkshake, all except for anything cold.
I march over to
I put up one finger and I start digging around. I'm like, hold on, all right. I forget that I asked, and then I start digging around in my in my pockets, and I just start pulling out the ingredients for a milkshake.
I immediately march over to Warren's pants, presumably Warren's pants, and look inside these pockets.
They just look like normal pockets. You don't see anything.
You don't see anything. It's just like you pull open the pocket as much as you can, and it just looks like a normal pocket. Nothing
I
in there.
don't understand.
I just look at her and wink.
River takes one of the cheeseburgers that are just there, and she's just watching this encounter like, you didn't expect this to happen?
They're not his pants!
I look around for a blender, some ice cream, and some milk.
I was gonna say he pulled a blender out of his pants.
Oh my God, please let him pull a blender out of his pants.
James, can I please roll for a blender?
No.
Damn it.
One of the kitchen crew does come out upon hearing your request for a milkshake, just holds his hands out for the ingredients you pulled out of your pocket.
Oh my God.
I would. Are there any form of rationing, or is there still like enough food for people? Like, what exactly is the situation with the food?
Are you actually going to ask?
I guess at some point. Rivers right now is halfway into one burger, and she's about to have another. So give her a second.
There has to be some form of rationing, because if not, Hood would have eaten through the supplies months ago.
That's
he would have eaten through the supply of bacon.
True.
River's like eating the burger, and she goes, "Man, Bob's Bacon Shack bacon would be fantastic on this shit."
Don't bring that up. I'm already sad that it's not here.
Oh my God, we don't
Oswald.
have our, like, oh, no!
Oswald. Digging through your interdimensional pocket.
Oh my God, the bacon's in there.
You do find the bacon that you got.
Is my bacon in there?
Wait. Please tell me that I pull out the whole ass big bag out of my pocket.
The moment he does that, you just hear River just go, ha! And she just like start grabbing for like the bacon, like give me at least one piece, just one piece.
Before that, you just see Oswald like digging in his pockets, both arms in a pocket, and just struggling. And after a few minutes of like grunting and everything, you just see him pull out this huge bag of bacon.
James, you said it wasn't cooked. However, James, you just also said that his pockets couldn't contain cold things. So how is that bacon still good? I am calling you out.
It's interdimensional. It doesn't have to make sense.
Just let it happen.
Technically, it's only been a couple days.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Technically, it's only been like honestly a day.
River, like once you pulled that out,
I just flop a huge bag of bacon, and actually no, I give it to the attendant or whatever, the cook guy.
Intern!
Hey intern, I got some shit for you to cook. Can you just like cook half this bag and put the other in the fridge?
intern number 352.
Don't make me punt your grandpa.
Wow, you guys are mean to the interns.
It's how they grow.
All right. You do notice as soon as you pull out the bag, Hood's eyes have not left that bag at all.
River
Like,
goes,
I know what's in there.
River goes, do you believe us now? Do you believe that we are in a place called the Dreamscape? And how would Oswald have interdimensional giant bag of bacon in his pockets if we didn't go to a place called Bob's Bacon Shack?
I'm honestly surprised I got it out of there because the bag was bigger than the circumference of my pocket.
Oswald, I pulled a family-size package of Oreos out of that pocket.
When
Not
did you
just
do
like
that?
you were asleep. We were in the dreamscape. Don't worry about it.
Next time ask, even if I'm asleep, wake me up.
Consent is sexy and required.
Yeah, what she said.
Remy,
Hood
you
just-
ate the Oreos with me.
Hood looks at
I plead the fifth.
you, River, and look, I'm not disputing that you went to a dreamscape. I also am not disputing on how Doolittle's pocket dimension works.
That's a
But if I don't get some of that
never gonna
bacon, some
tell
heads are gonna roll.
anybody.
The interns are cooking the bacon. It's fine. Although I do wonder if your affinity for bacon is something with our parents leaving, which I asked, but no one answered. So
That I still don't believe you.
that's cool. I don't care. I'll figure out proof, motherfucker.
So, Celeste and Rodney have both been decidedly quiet while you guys are eating. There is a good-sized feast laid out for you.
So I'm guessing this food was just like a lot of this food was because we just woke up and we haven't really like eaten. Are we rationing though right now? Because it seems like there's a shit show outside the walls.
We have a fair supply of food.
Oh,
However, we are rationing as much as, well, we have enough for people to eat at least 3 meals a day.
oh, that's good. All right, keeping everyone healthy.
Yes.
That's good.
We had a little bit to spare for when you 3 woke up.
Well, that's appreciated. Thank you.
So, tell me about this dreamscape.
Oh my god. Who's first? Who wants to start?
So, I mean, and imagine like Remy talking like super fast, but that's bad for podcasting. So I'm gonna talk normal paced. So we kind of woke up in the middle of the woods, and there was a light path, which was really cool, and then there was a dark path, which was not so cool. We were stupid and decided to take the dark path, and then we got to meet Winston. Winston's the coolest thing in the world because he's technically a god, but God doesn't really exist in this world, but technically it does at the same exact time because, you know, there's no killing, there's no death, there you can get whatever you want. You can steal whatever you want. We tried to steal these bags of bacon, but that didn't really work because Oswald has interdimensional pockets. But anyway, back to the story. So we're asking like, la, 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 like, what's going on in here? Blah, 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 blah. Like, do you know about like this dude and blah, blah, blah. And we're trying to find my dad and Shade because we got mixed up with them, and he's like, oh, they kind of look familiar. But then we end up coming into town and we meet this really cool guy named Lucian. So Lucian then decides that he wants us to relax by going into these weird spa caves. And so River got to see Rodney, which was really cute. They got to do some Coco time. Oswald got to see his mom, which was kind of cool, but also kind of sad because he didn't want to talk about it. I got to play a cool game of Scrabble with my best friend. And so then the very next day, we went on and we were told by Winston and by Lucy all about this stuff named Peter. Oh yeah, big bad guy's name is Peter. It's a really stupid name, but guess what? He's a prick, so it doesn't matter. We can call him Prick Peter for short. So we decided to then keep on going, and then we ended up coming in and found out that there's other people called Dreamweavers, and these Dreamweavers are the ones that went rogue and took over the entirety of the dreamscape, which is why Prick Peter has so much power. And so then, as we're going through, we found out that Prick Peter was the leader of these rogues, and that he has a second in the command named Dimitri. Dimitri's a piece of shit. We like to call him Dick. And so we ended up coming in, and we were told as soon as we got to the Capitol, we were just like, oh, there's a show. Here's some magic tickets. Poof, came out of thin air. And so we told Winston, okay, we'll see you soon. Oh, and Winston had this really cool carriage that like had like zebras, octopuses. Pretty sure at one point I saw a giraffe go in there. And then we got these really cool outfits so that we can blend in. But guess what? There's people from literally everywhere, every time period, any kind of place. It was totally cool. And then as we're going through, and we were able to find some form of a lead on Shade and the Professor. And so as we like came in, we got to find Bob's Burger Shack, which is literally, no, cut that part out. Cut that part out. We got to find Bob's Bacon Shack. Just the coolest place on earth because he literally looked into your soul, and I grab onto Celeste's face and I like look into her eyes and I go, he looked into your soul like this, and then he just randomly pulls bacon out of nowhere and tells you this is what your soul looks like and hands us these big 80-pound bags of bacon. And so then as we're like going through, we're just like, oh my God. And then we finally got to see Shade and the Professor. We saw them and it was a miracle. And then out of nowhere, River came flying from the heavens with her long like slingshot arms and legs. It was totally cool. So then we go and see this show, and guess who it is? This white knight kind of character. Ooh la la. Guess what? It was Beta the whole time, and he's got abs. And then I point to River, and this one was checking him out, Rodney. You gotta watch out for that one day that comes back because he's gonna try to be looking at those abs. Anyway,
River's looking at her and like, what the fuck?
As we split up, we try to go and find Winston because Winston's the only one that knows really much of anything around this place. And so then he ends up telling us, oh, yeah, Winston wants to take us to M, but the only way that we're going to be able to go into M is through this big phallic symbol of a tower that Winston built at his little hidey hole. Oh, that's kind of a spoiler, but don't pay attention to that. And so he told us that we can't kill and we can't steal because it's really hard to do because since everything's free and you can sort of just poof in the thin air make anything happen, and we have to follow our heart's desire. So then we decided to have 5 different plans. One plan was to literally kill people. Another plan was to destroy everything, and then another one was to just talk shit on M. And we kind of did all of those except for the whole killing people. But River came close because she almost lit the whole place on fire. But
I was having a good time.
Was having a She was having a moment. So then Winston is end up revealed as we sort of got arrested. That's, taboo.
That was the only way into the tower.
It's the only way into the tower was to get arrested. And so then we end up finding out, dun, 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 M was Winston the whole time. And so then he ends up telling us that the only way that we're going to be able to leave the dreamscape is if he gets a little bit more power. And so, of course, that obviously means kill the Dreamweavers. And how the fuck are we going to do that? Well, guess what? We had to go into the dreamscape. It's like fucking Inception up in this place. We had to inject ourselves into our own dreamscapes to have more power.
There were layers. There were
layers. So then we all were in our own little personal hells. River, I guess, found out some weird shit about her, I don't know, parents and whatnot. And Oswald, you didn't really talk about what you went through. I had to personally go through, some weird sort of thing. But, I got to party for a little bit. That was kind of cool. And then when we woke up, we found ourselves on this gigantic-ass tower in the middle of the clouds. And so then there was Dimitri and some old weird-looking telltale heart grandpa motherfucker. And so then there, and of course, we kicked their ass. And then the coolest way possible that we could have kicked their ass was Oswald literally punted him into space. Now he's hanging out with the Dreamscape aliens. And then we be fighting. And now we're home.
River's like, all right, I'm going to retcon some of the shit that she said. One, yeah, if you die in the dreamscape, you die in real life. That's one of the main things. There is death within the dreamscape. It just does not happen often. Another thing, Remy, you definitely did not play Scrabble with your friend.
I immediately covered her face, and I'm like, listen, if you want me to help you get rid of the Celeste chick, you better stop talking.
River says nothing but looks over at Rodney because she knows she said something to Rodney in the dream. But then she goes, and retconning number 3, I was uncomfortable by Data's abs. That's why I was staring at them, because he shouldn't have had them. And the last time I saw him, he was small baby. And now he's just like, ugh. And I was like, ugh. So that's the dreamscape.
Yeah, I'll say this as Oswald. Yeah, you guys remember when we went into Evolution's hideout the first time, and then she flooded it and blah, blah, blah. But I found my parents that time, but they were brainwashed. You remember that? Yeah, so I found them. They're in the dreamscape because that's where people go when they get mind controlled by Peter, apparently. So, yeah, they're actually not horrible people.
Oh, God.
Who'd have thunk that one, huh?
I feel like Olaf from Frozen 2.
I feel like they're all just staring at us. They're all just staring at us like, what the fuck?
I imagine that whole thing. I was like Olaf from Frozen when he recaps everything, and I imagine in my anime brain that it kept cutting to me at various points, and I'm like, and then they met his parents, and then Oswald in the background. They met his parents. And they were roommates.
I still think my favorite part from that entire movie is at least they have their parents. Their parents are dead.
Their parents are dead. And he goes, oh my God, no.
All right. So River's just as soon as Remy's done and she retcons stuff, she just looks over at Celeste and Rodney and she goes, so that was our time.
Oh, yeah. I also punted an old guy and ripped another guy in half.
He's violent.
Weren't you paying attention? I already said that.
No, I was not paying attention. I was very focused on what I can find in my pockets. James, what did I find in my pockets during the
River found some gummy worms in your pockets and is slowly eating.
James, what did I find in my pockets? Do I need to roll anything? I can't always control what comes out of there.
No, you're sitting there for a minute and you start pulling out bags of chips, sleeves of Oreos, just digging around, seeing what you can find. Eventually it does empty, the pocket's just you've had enough.
Do I see a little red light somewhere?
Yeah, it's like when you have a phone notification and your phone's in your pocket and kind of see it through it. It's kind of what you see. So
Instead of gummy worms, can they be called gummy monsters and they just look like little monster mutants? River's eating them. She goes, "Man, I love this shit."
So during that entire explanation, Celeste is expressionless, just kind of watching you, listening.
Of course, she's a boring, basic ass.
I will not help you with the Celeste bitch if you say anything else. River looks over at Rodney knowingly.
Rodney was nodding along, not really looking at you, more looking middle distance, just listening, trying to interpret things. Yeah, you can see the calculations, the gears turning in his head. Hood is on the other side of the table from you, Remy, with a plate of French fries, and he's just eating them while you're talking. Just.
I imagine instead of it being like 10 minutes, it was legitimately like a 2-hour experience.
He's sitting there just kind of munching on French fries until you get to the part about the bacon hut. To which he looks at you wide-eyed, looks at Rodney. Rodney shakes his head because he knows what Hood is thinking. And Hood dejectively goes back to his French fries, looking over his shoulder where he knows it's being cooked.
River is literally just like... I mean, our first thought when we got there was maybe you guys were in there, because we saw you in the area, but you were asleep, so we were just like, they're probably in the dreamscape. You were not in the dreamscape. Very upset. And so we found the bacon hut, and we were like, is there a Hood in here? And there wasn't, so...
Yeah, not gonna lie, that's probably where I would have been.
Wait, yeah, Shade told me something about you would have a throne in there or something. I don't know. I want Shade. I miss her.
Yeah, so do we. We don't know where her, the professor, or Data is.
Well, you said you found us in hell. So why don't we just go back to hell and go snooping around?
You think I haven't tried?
Well, where did you find us? What was the situation you found us in?
Rodney finally, snaps out of his, inner thought process and looks over. Well, we found you, how do I explain this, in a converted warehouse on the outer districts in kind of a holding stasis cell.
Oh, cute. I love that for us.
Yeah, it's almost like you guys were... It's almost like he wanted you guys out of the way.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. We're very obnoxious.
Yes, you are.
Love you too, babe.
He gives you a wink.
Just like, all right. Well, so where exactly are you guys mission-wise then? What exactly is going on other than finding all the mutants that you can? Come for salvation.
Well, for the last few months, our biggest goal was recruitment, trying to bring people to us before evolution can get to them. Some were more successful than others, Us being stationed outside the city now, it's harder for us.
All right.
However, now that you three are awake, we now know that there's potential we can find Professor Lancaster and the others of your missing... She looks at Rodney. Family? Family. So, other than that, we have been trying to locate the evolution leader. He has been in hiding for much of the last 8 months, occasionally broadcasting a message here or there. And, of course, trying to breach Astoria Cybertech, which is basically a fortress. ever since the so-called Guardians were deployed. So, what did the physicians say?
They rolled me up like a roly-poly and was really freaked out by my ability. All in all, pretty good, though.
You see Celeste pulls out like a tablet and starts flicking through a few things. She's studying it and eventually hands it over to Rodney, who also looks at it. River, you're sitting next to Rodney, right?
Yes, I'm sitting next to Rodney.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sitting next to Rodney. Yes, I'm sitting next to Rodney.
Oh wait, are you sitting next to Rodney?
Yes.
Are you sure you're sitting next to Rodney?
I am in his lap at this point. What do you want from me?
Basically all but sucking his dick.
There we go.
Yeah, you can look over and you can see he's looking through the medical reports for the three of you. He looks over at Celeste and nods. Yes, seems everything is in order. You're clear for field duty. Surprising. So,
What can we say? We're stubborn assholes.
yes, indeed. So,
Don't indeed me. I don't know. What do you have in mind? I know we know we have to find Professor, we know we have to find Shade, we know we have to find Data.
What if we am I in the same room too?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Unless you left.
No, I don't. What if just an idea I'm throwing out here. What if we went out and captured a guy?
River's like, okay, keep going. I like this plan. Keep going,
And then
Oswald.
just questioned him.
Okay, what guy are we gonna get? Let's get Dimitri.
I don't think we'll be able to capture Dimitri.
How about? What if? I'm thinking we should probably teach the interns how to like lucid dream in case Peter comes in there and goes ha ha ha, and tries to tickle their frontal lobe.
James, when we were at the farmhouse, it's safe to assume that all the maps that we saw were fake, right?
Fake.
Okay. I was just like trying to think of like if we at any point in time saw like maps or like coordinates or something. I mean, we could always, like, this is above the table. We could always go back to the spot where we met Peter.
I don't want to go all the way down there again. I don't want to do it.
It wouldn't be
It's the
worst
best lead that we
Don't make me go back
have in terms of location.
Don't make me go back down there.
Because
I don't want to
he
go.
would have had to have his main base somewhere far away. And this was like out in like the farmlands, right? No, it was in
No, that was underneath
in the
for,
sewers.
like,
That's
down.
right. It was underneath in the sewers.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to go. Don't make me go down. I don't want to do
Well,
it
why
again.
don't we? Okay, so like now, like back into the table. Well, wouldn't our best like form of like trying to search would be going back to where we met Peter originally?
It was like I don't want to.
I mean, you don't have to go. I'm just saying, like a small team could go and search.
I feel like I have to. I feel like I have to.
Rodney shakes his head. That is a suicide mission. The worst fighting is down in the lower district right now.
It was like that's on brand. That's on
Are there
brand.
any other ways to getting into the sewers than the lower district?
No, because sewers go under the ground, and lower district is on ground. So the only way to get in sewers is to go.
That's right. I keep forgetting that this is like a cylinder city. I keep forgetting that it's a cylinder city.
Yeah.
Why'd you have to be futuristic, James?
It's not like this is based 200 years in the future or anything.
Yeah, sorry.
What if we went back to like the warehouse or where we that apartment that we used to hang out at?
Warehouse is blown up. Apartment was caught fire.
I don't know. Maybe there'd be some
follow you wherever you go.
What will follow us?
Seems explosions follow you wherever you go.
Oh yeah, it's a nice. I think it has to do with me because I'm crazy and kind of.
Yeah, didn't you blow up your ex's apartment?
I did. It was fantastic. It was like a fireworks show.
I immediately turned to Oswald. I'm starting to see the pattern.
She's just like gunpowder follows me wherever I walk.
You got a lot of that spicy sand following you wherever you go.
Rodney looks at Celeste and, well, there's that lab in the outer district we've been meaning to send a team to.
Yeah, we could go there as long as we go somewhere. I don't want to be cooped up here for too long.
Yeah, I need to stretch my limbs. She says that she stretches her arm all the way across the kitchen and stretches it back.
You see Celeste kind of mulling things over for a minute.
I don't like how no emotion. I don't like that. No emotion, boring.
I mean, it would be perfect for these three. Get them back into the field. Nice, easy reconnaissance mission.
River, instead of listening to Celeste at all, she's just lightly dancing to herself.
I think that means we're ready to go.
I wanna wait. We're going now. Right now, we just woke up. We just ate so much food.
You ate a hamburger.
No, we'll let you rest for a day or two. So, kind of get your bearings, see how you do in combat scenarios, training.
Oh, good. You're gonna train us. Do you have a swimming pool? She looks at Remy.
Yes, but it is currently empty.
We must fill that bitch so you can see this water goddess perform.
I immediately look. I immediately look over at River and I'm just like, what are you doing?
River's just like, you made a huge wall of water. It was like
Oswald just sits down.
Oswald sits down on the floor.
I briefly
Not even on the floor, just sits down.
I briefly flash into Celeste for a hot second. I flash back out. She has no control over these Mighty Morphin Power Ranger tactics until she realizes, oh, I can morph. Consecutively, based upon us within this timeline, Remy does not know she can morph.
Well, we've told her. You just don't know what you're doing.
She hasn't physically seen it.
River, the moment you turned into Celeste, like River goes, ah! And she like flicks your head, and then you turn back.
I don't know how to flick in my head.
You turned into someone I didn't want to see.
Okay, listen, y'all have two powers. I just have the one.
No, you don't. You don't.
Guys.
Yeah?
What?
We have almost 2 hours of exposition. We gotta get moving.
This is how we work. This is how we work. You know it. It's the best way we do anything.
Just
it's not like we
time
lost.
skip ahead to when we're ready to go to the.
We can just say
lab.
like we rest for 3
Yeah.
days.
Oswald goes to bed.
I imagine.
Wow.
Well, hold on.
Snap at us.
So, I'm just trying to get us back on track. We're sidebarring a little bit.
Oh, awkward. Us?
So.
Never.
So, Rodney flips through the tab a little bit, and he hands it to River. River, you see an image on the tablet of basically what looks like the warehouse where you guys started out your adventures. But the layout within is different. You see basically a 3-dimensional blueprint of the area.
James, I'm gonna just ask this out of curiosity. Does the blueprint look familiar to me at all?
No.
Okay, alright.
You see a faint resemblance to the old warehouse, but it doesn't look familiar.
Okay, nothing's popping in my memories?
Nope.
Okay. I was like, alright. That's a blueprint. That's a place.
So, this is an Astoria-owned facility. It was once owned by a smaller lab company. However, they're mostly using it for server space. If we can gain access to that server, we have all the information we need. We may be able to find Data, Shade, the Professor. It's the best lead we have right now.
So, wait. You said this... We could possibly, potentially hack into Astoria's stuff. Yes?
Potentially.
River just looks over at Hood and she just starts smiling. She goes, hey, you're fucked.
Can't we do that from here? Since, and I point over to Oswald, since we have the whiz kid.
The computer said no the last time he tried.
Yeah.
Computer was like, no bueno.
And remember, Oswald needs physical contact with technology to communicate with.
Whoa.
Yes,
Isn't it
this
like
is true.
back in episode 1 when he was able to touch his own computer and they gave him all this information on my dad?
This is hired.
It gave him basically a Google search.
Okay.
With a
This
little
is
bit
the
of
cured
dark web
Astoria
information.
server. Yeah.
And this was with a little bit of dark web information
Okay.
as well.
So essentially,
Like his
So-
social
essentially we
security
need
number.
to break into the Astoria tech building or whatever where they're keeping this database. Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
Based on our reconnaissance, there is minimal guards, minimal IT techs who are there. It should be an easy in and out.
Yeah, sounds
And
good to me.
And with Doolittle there, who can communicate with machines, should be able to get us access easy enough.
River's like, alright, okay. So River has her hand held up. I recently have just come into a new just wonderful abode of PTSD of Astoria. So why not just face it head on?
Again, suicide mission.
No, I'm saying you're making us go to an Astoria lab. I already have PTSD. Head on.
Yes. Yes, actually.
River flicks Rodney's head. She's like, I'm not that stupid. Just a little bit.
Well, we need a small infiltration team, and Doolittle is the best man for the job.
I'm the best
All
man
right.
for any job.
It's true. He can get big. He can get small. He can.
I can punch your
Speak in
grandpa.
He can speak in any language. He can speak to animals. He can speak to technology. He has food in his pockets, literally always. He's great.
Well, I mean, if you see this red light on my pocket, that means that I'm empty. So,
Oh, we have to probably wait an hour.
yeah, it has to recharge.
You have to take a short rest.
Yeah. Can I take that short rest now?
So, I will leave the planning to you. I know you've been on enough missions that you should be able to plan your infiltration.
River is very quiet, but she is like loud enough where she knows Oswald and Remy will hear her. She goes, "This bitch thinks we plan." Oh, that's cute.
If any of you need me, I will be upstairs. Please excuse me. And she pushes away from the table and marches upstairs.
While she's marching away, River pulls up one middle finger.
Rodney looks at you.
River's
Be
just
nice.
like, you knew what you were getting into, and this is the nicest I can be.
Rodney also stands up. I'm glad you're all okay. Take as much time as you need. Let us know when you're ready to head out. And he also leaves the table.
He's just like, "Okay, fucking bye. Don't even get a kiss anymore. Shit."
He comes back, kisses the top of your head, and he leaves.
She's just like, "It's not what I meant, but all right."
Hood's still sitting there.
You okay? You okay, dude? How you doing?
He holds up one finger.
Is
Just
it the middle one?
no. He holds up the. Hold on a minute. As you smell the bacon coming from the kitchen,
River gets up and leaves. She was just like, "I thought you were going to be sentimental and you had like a brain blast or something. But now you do this shit."
it's Hood. He has no emotional range other than his love of bacon.
Oswald finds a couch and passes out.
All right.
Elena?
Uh-huh.
I think we should make it canon because it seems like Remy and River are like getting to be really good gal pals now. Like for some reason we just hype each other up and that's just our shit.
Uh-huh.
We should just sleep in the same bed and when people go to wake us up they're just like, "Hey," and we're just like, "We're cuddling, go away."
Oh, I specifically go to my room.
No, that's what I was saying. We cuddle in your bed.
Is my bed big enough for us to cuddle?
You are a rich bitch. You're telling me you don't have a queen size bed?
No. I wouldn't think so.
Yes. Rich bitches have big beds.
It's not that big of a room.
Yes, it. James, how big is Remy's room?
It's a fair size.
It's like
Oh.
it's like those kinds of rooms that you could have a couch in, right?
Yeah, it's big
Oh,
enough.
I never imagined it being that big. I imagined it almost as big as the room at like my parents' house, which was like 24
Oh
by
no,
12.
no, you're not thinking rich enough. You
Oh, well, sorry. I grew up poor.
You live in a mansion. Your bedroom is fairly large.
Okay, sorry that my small-minded brain could comprehend a larger-sized bedroom.
I just think the thought of Remy and River cuddling in the bed while the last time they shared a room, they almost killed each other would be very funny.
Okay, you know what? If I'm fucking rich, I'm going for the biggest bed they got. California motherfucking king, man.
Your room is the only one that's untouched. Everyone else has touched all the other rooms.
And I don't know why. I want to know, but at the same time, I don't.
You can always ask. Hood is still sitting at the table.
I don't want to.
Are you gonna ask your boyfriend?
I don't want to ask him, and he's not my boyfriend.
Rodney retreated to the living room, which has kind of been converted to the op center. If
I want to go and look at maps before I go, and I guess it's what, nighttime?
currently, yeah, it's the middle of the night.
Yeah, I imagine I want to go and look at maps before I go and like relax and fall asleep.
Is there any way that I can look up my old house that I thought was an orphanage?
Give me an intelligence check.
Ooh, that was a good roll. I got 22 actually.
Okay. You do have a vague recollection of the address to the orphanage.
Mm-hmm.
If you head upstairs to what used to be the professor's office, you can probably do a search.
Okay, I do that.
Okay. And Remy, you're going to go look at maps.
Yeah, I want to get a understanding of the current layout in which they have like set up, like where they assume like it's mostly heavily for evolution, where it's mostly heavily for Astoria, and like sort of like understand.
Okay.
Almost like getting a sense of the battle, quote unquote, battleground.
Okay. Your destination would be the living room.
Okay.
And as soon as you walk in, you see a few people all holding tablets and kind of flipping through information, looking around. You do see Rodney, who is studying. You know the map you found in the dreamscape? It's similar to that. It's a holographic map of Eden. And he's sitting there studying it. And as you approach, you can see regions marked in green, yellow, and red. It's mostly yellow, with a few patches mostly in the lower district of red. You notice the Astoria Cybertech skyscraper is marked in red, at least from the midpoint up. And most of the outer district is green with a few patches of yellow. You do also give me a perception check, see if you notice anything else.
Okay. My perception. Let's roll this dice. Perception is a +7, and that is a 7, so 14.
Okay. You don't really see anything else. You see a couple little markings here or there, but you're not entirely sure what they mean. They seem almost random. There's no real notes to go with them. It's just like dots marked out around the map.
Cool beans.
So Rodney is there if you want to talk to him.
I guess I'm gonna slyly ask, like, be like, hey, Rodney, where are we gonna sleep? I'm gonna slyly figure out, like, why my room is not taken.
Rodney looks over and, oh, right, yeah, you're, we saved your room for you and I assume River.
Well, why? We were asleep for like 8 months.
Well, we figured the professor wouldn't mind if we used most of the mansion, but Hood and I figured you wouldn't want your room touched.
That's inside above the table. That's a boring answer. It's the answer I knew in my heart, but I was hoping for a saucier answer. Like,
although we did take a lot of your clothes, we needed them. I do apologize.
That is fine. Like I told Tiny Little Angel Cupcake.
Are you feeling okay? Anything hurt?
Wait, you're telling me?
I randomly.
I'm sorry, you're telling me that Rodney totally is okay with Remy being a dick to Celeste, but the moment River does it, he's just like, put it away.
I'm not his girlfriend. But
He also expects it from them.
Yeah. So I flash into Rodney for a hot second because isn't it whoever I'm looking at I can turn into them?
No, it's anybody you have seen, anybody you can visualize clearly.
Oh, that's helpful. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and change that. But I flash into Rodney for a hot second because I have not had the time to practice these powers, and I imagine they're slightly getting out of control because she does feel very flustered because there are people in her house. She doesn't like the whole power business, and she's just stressy spaghetti.
Real quick, give me a deception check. See how well your disguise is. See how good your disguise is. I can't speak English.
A deception check,
Yes.
you say? Okay, that's only a +4 because I haven't had to do a whole lot of deception checks. It's decent. That's an 11 + 4, 15.
Okay. Given that Rodney's right, you're looking at Rodney, it's not that hard of a difficulty check. You're able to turn into Rodney. You grow a couple inches. You feel your shoulders broaden a little bit, and you are looking at Rodney eye to eye now, rather than looking a little upward.
Jeez, I've been eating too much bacon. And I say it in exact Rodney voice.
Rodney looks at you, looks you up and down, squints, looking at your eyes.
I blink.
Jesus, I need more sleep.
And then from that point, I slowly turn into Hood.
Give me another deception.
Yeah. Watch, this is where I get a fucking 20. I'm not kidding you, a natural 20! I love that. What the hell?
For you, the dice knew.
It's the fucking glow-in-the-dark neon dice, too. I barely use it.
I mean, it does make sense. I mean, Hood is the one you're closest to.
Oh my god!
So, yeah, you turn into an exact duplicate of Hood.
So now I'm taller than Rodney.
You're about an inch or two taller, yeah. Thinner.
I would like to point out that she is dressed up. She's Hood, but she definitely has leggings on.
Leggings and a nice shirt.
I'm just picture Hood.
Now, here's the question: are you picturing Hood pre-Dreamscape or post-Dreamscape?
Probably pre-Dreamscape. That's the one she's the most familiar with.
So...
Oh no, the leggings pop off.
No. So, well, yeah, the clothing you're wearing does feel a little stretched. But
Jesus, they must have watched this wrong.
The main difference is that you do have both your eyes. So...
I don't feel like a pirate. So I'm just in perfect Hood voice. All right, Rodney, I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm really tired. But then it ends up sounding more like, hey, Rodney, I'm gonna go and go to sleep. I'm really tired. In pretty girl clothes.
Rodney reaches into his pocket, pulls out his phone.
Doesn't take
And
him.
he does take a picture, and you see him smile the widest since you guys first awakened.
Okay, so now imagine Hood walking away, but with Remy's walk.
Oh no, he has a swing in the hips.
He's got a swing in the hips. He is a pretty girl.
Rodney is
actually-
recording. Like, I am going to use this later.
And then, oh my god, if she passes by Hood, I'm gonna.
Oh, have Hood pop out.
No, Hood is too engrossed in bacon.
Oh, thank God, because I would have just died. And I imagine as she's walking up the stairs, she slowly transforms back into herself. And she's like, God damn, people need to wash these clothes better. They're all stretched out.
Yeah, so you make your way up to your room. River,
Yes.
you're heading upstairs to the professor's old office.
Yes.
As soon as you walk in, it's nothing has changed in the last hour or so since you've been here. People are milling through terminals, doing research. You do see Celeste milling around with a tablet in her hand. You see her vigorously typing. You open the door. She looks up as the door opens.
Oh no, why did you leave me with Celeste? Oh no.
You made
James,
that choice.
I wanted to find my house.
Also, I went to sleep like half an hour ago, so at this point. So
Yeah, Oswald's asleep.
Ugh.
do I like do anything weird in my sleep?
What's weird is that we're not afraid to go to sleep because I feel like we would be like, what if we're back in the dreamscape?
Or do I see Winston when I go to sleep?
Yeah, you do dream, but it doesn't feel like you're back in the dreamscape. Knowing how dreams work now is an odd experience. Now, when you dream. However, you're sitting kind of in what you recognize to be your personal dreamscape. And it's a lucid dream. You can move around, etc. You don't feel anything sinister.
Can I like train myself here?
You can.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
I guess I just start like, thinking up different targets to fight or whatever, and then, hone my abilities.
As you picture them, like scarecrow, like targets pop up.
Yeah.
That you can, and if one breaks, another pops up in its place. It is like the perfect training ground.
Then I just keep doing that.
Okay. So, give me a fighting check.
Ooh, something I'm good at.
Yeah.
Fighting, or should I use my straight fighting, or should I use the close combat rolls?
Close combat.
Okay, we're gonna go with the shield bash this time.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled a 6, so that's a 26.
All right. You get a good bit of training in. I will say for the upcoming mission, since you got a little bit of training in, you get a temporary +1 to your shield close combat ability.
Are you telling me?
Ooh.
Are you telling me we can now train in our dreams and we don't have to move?
But the question is, like, does he feel well rested the next day? Because if not, that's how we can just essentially train. Is at
I guess
night
we'll
then.
find out.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because that'd be like an extra way to get like extra training.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be
Oswald?
like a cooldown on it, though. Like, it won't be something we're able to do all the time.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Oswald, give me
Are you
a perception
exhausted?
check.
Perception.
Mhm.
Oh, good. I get a 10 to that. Oh, good. I rolled a 17, so that's a 27.
Okay. You do notice at one point while you're training that amulet that you woke up with, that Winston gave you,
Mm-hmm.
it is glowing.
Ooh.
So I guess I just try to focus as much as I can on the amulet then.
As you focus, you can feel. You felt a little bit of power emanating from this thing
Ooh.
when you woke up. Now it is radiating.
Ooh.
So basically, you can infer that it's the amulet that brought you to this place.
Okay.
Hmm.
So Winston's parting gift was more than just a jewelry.
Yeah.
Cool. Can I do anything with the amulet now? Like, does it like actually do anything, or is it just essentially powering like a battery this area?
What do you want to do?
I want to try and contact Winston, actually.
Okay.
See if I can.
Give me a will.
Okay.
Oh,
I got a 14, so 20. Ain't bad.
You reach out and you call for Winston. And a moment later, you hear soft footsteps approaching. You rang?
I dramatically turn around, like as like camera zooming in on my face, big, huge, like surprised look.
Ah,
Oh, hey! I didn't think you'd actually show up.
well, I mean, I am a god. Technically,
Yeah.
you prayed for me,
Yeah.
so here I am.
Yeah, but you got points. You got points. How's everything going back in Dreamland?
Not bad.
Everything a little bit smoother now that we took out the infestation of sorts?
Yes. Everything is running smoothly at the capital. Your parents are running their shop. They did not return, as we discussed. However, Shade and Lancaster are here with me as well.
So they weren't able to go back, huh?
Unfortunately, not at the moment.
Yeah. When the three of us woke up, we were with Rodney and everybody. They somehow found us and got us to a safe area, but they couldn't find Shade or the professor. So we gotta figure out where they are.
I would do so as fast as possible.
Yeah. I would imagine being stuck under in the dreamscape for too long is not a horrible or not a good thing for somebody who wasn't born in the dreamscape, I guess.
wait, is Data in the dreamscape still also?
No, he left with us. Wasn't he the first
No.
one, or was it?
I was the first one.
Mhm.
I'll ask Winston about Data. Like,
No,
have
no.
you seen Data around? What's going on with that?
Young David has returned to the physical plane.
Oh.
Okay, so we have to find him too. I'll let the others know.
Indeed.
Well, since we're in basically another realm where our physical selves can't get hurt. You want to just duke it out? No holds barred?
Oh, I am definitely a lover, not a fighter.
I feel like you could throw a punch if you wanted to.
Lightning bolt.
Wait.
Kills.
How long, 2 questions. How long do I have? And can I see shade?
No to the second.
Damn.
And until that light goes out.
Okay. Alright. Can I at least, get a message to her somehow?
I can deliver it if you want.
Through you. Yeah. Just tell her that we're looking. We're doing everything we can. We just got rehabilitated, in a sense. Because it's been many months since we were knocked out. So.
I will relay the message.
All right. Any other parting wisdom or no?
Don't punt people across the world.
Really cramping my style here, bud.
That was a mess to clean up, and I do not wish to do it again.
I summon a training dummy and punt.
It hits the back wall.
I just turn around and look at Winston.
Winston gives you a stern look and just disappears into the void.
What a babe!
And then I just go back to training.
Can I say, I really like how James is like, I don't feel like dealing with the Celeste River bullshit. I'm going to deal with Kyle bullshit real fast.
Well, back to River.
Oh, God.
So, Celeste looks at you as you enter the room.
Is Celeste taller than me?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Everyone's taller
You're
than
like
you.
3'4".
No, I'm not. I'm 5'2" in this, you assholes.
Sorry, I was talking about your real life height.
Fuck you, I'm 5 foot. I give River 2 more inches on me.
You're just so small.
You're not even that size in real life. You're like the size of a Cabbage Patch Kid.
The fact is that I'm the one that all of you fucks have officially met in person, so it's like, fuck you.
All right. So, River.
Yes.
Celeste looks at you. Oh. Can I help you with anything?
I need the computer.
Take your pick.
River,
And she points to a couple terminals that are open.
River just goes, thanks, and just sort of scoots by her.
And she goes back to her tablet like nothing happened. Business as usual.
My God, what a boring basic bitch she is. Jesus.
So you sit down at the terminal.
Mm-hmm.
You boot it up. It goes through its paces. You're able to connect to a database of sorts. And you search the address.
Mm-hmm. Now, along with the address, I do want to look up, any news articles around the address. I want to look up the last name Hadley as well.
Okay. When you search the address, you find a image that you recognize. It looks like the orphanage in which you believed yourself to have grown up in. It's a small 2-story house in the lower district, but toward the outer district on the northern side. You see it is still standing, if not... It needs work, basically. it looks like it's been abandoned for almost 20 years. As for news articles, you find some local reports around the area. Nothing specifically for the house. And when you search the name Hadley, nothing pops up.
River's just like, oh, I've been wiped! Ah! You just hear her head just like slam on the desk. I assume the computer's on. You just hear her go, ah!
You feel someone hovering at your shoulder after a second.
River, oh god, River looks up and she's just like, don't be, and I assume it is, and she goes, fuck.
It is Celeste, giving you a rather concerned look. Are you all right?
I've just been wiped off the face of the planet, me and my family. Nothing to be too upset about. Can I look up with her over me? I don't care if she sees me writing. Look up, like, there has to be something on, like, Astoria testing young mutants. There has to be something.
Give me a technology check.
Alrighty. Do. Woo. I got a 25.
You're searching through, and Celeste is watching you curiously, like pretending to be doing work, but she's drawn to what you're doing. You're met with a screen basically saying that the information you try to find is not available to the public.
River's like, She's Oswald, just very, very softly, very quietly. Oswald! Oswald, wake up!
Celeste takes a step forward. Maybe I can help. Is there something you need?
I mean, if you can get fucking past this, that'd be fantastic.
Do you mind? She gestures to the terminal.
No, River moves out of the way and just is watching her like, who is this bitch? Like, what's going on?
You watch as she... Yeah. You watch as she pulls up basically a login screen and starts tapping away at keys. You see a very long password, an email address. You do notice that the email address is obviously Celeste's.
Mm-hmm.
She hits enter, and you do notice her cross her fingers. And a list of files pops up.
River's just like, so do you work for Astoria? Are you a hacker? Column A, column B.
Well, I was before this whole thing started. Until Rodney contacted me.
Yeah, he did.
It looks like my creds still work, so.
Yeah, they're not that smart there, huh? River just like goes back to like looking at the screen and just starts like scrolling through shit.
Celeste stands up and starts to walk away. You hear her hesitate after a couple steps. He talks about you a lot.
River pops up her head and she goes, and, like, you see her just like, I'm guessing it's a computer chair, like it's a wheelie computer chair she's in.
Yeah.
You see her just like kind of like use her stretchiness as a propeller and just propels into the middle. computer aisle. And she goes, doesn't act like it.
I've been keeping him busy lately, despite his need for sleep, which I've been trying to get him to do. But he is happy to see you. In fact,
Okay.
This is the happiest I've seen him in the last few months.
Oh, that's good. That's good for me. Very quietly, I'm not even sure. Celeste might have to roll for this. Very quietly, River just goes, God, you're so fucking threatening. And she means it like as like a jealousy like girl thing. It's like, oh God.
She did not hear it.
All right, cool.
She walks away and goes back to work.
River's like, all right, weird, cool. And then she goes back to the computer, like, I'll keep that in the old noggin. That's great. Love that for me. She's, I guess, at that point, what kind of portal did she get me into exactly?
It looks almost like a Astoria database. You do see the Astoria logo at the top of the screen, a list of directories and files. Not
is there-
very.
Is there like a specific one that's just like project blah 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 blah, project blah 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 blah?
You try to access a few that seem interesting, that seem like they might fit, but you're met with another code saying you can't access this file from a non-Astoria linked server.
Mm-hmm. Well, can I at least put in the search bar? Can I put my last name in the search bar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you put in the name Hadley.
Mm.
And a few files pop up. One appears to be a file of dossiers. One is an untitled folder.
Oh. Can I open that untitled folder?
It is password protected.
Fuck!
And the last one, you're able to get into the file. You see a list of like documents, each one marked case report, starting at 1 and going down the list to about 23.
Okay.
All of which are password protected.
We're just like, I guess I'll look at it when I'm at the lab. Good to know they're there. Fuck. River's just like very quietly humming to herself. I got so far, it didn't even matter. Just very softly to herself.
All right. So once you realize that there's nothing really more you can gain here, is there anything you're gonna do?
River gets up, does a little stretchy motion because she's still like a little bit tight, and looks like as she's leaving, looks at Celeste, just goes, "Thanks," and just sort of walks away. I said thank you. He can't be mad. I said thank you.
She doesn't verbally respond. She kind of gives you a nod. So yeah. So you're making your way to where are you going?
I don't know. River's wandering aimlessly right now. She's so fucking lost.
Okay. Remy. You're asleep? Okay.
Yes.
Oswald is asleep in training.
I just be a baby.
River doesn't know where she's sleeping. No one's told her. She's just sort of wandering.
You wander around, eventually making your way downstairs to where Rodney is. And he looks over at you. Oh, hey.
What's up? Hey, how are you?
Try.
God, this is awkward.
Yeah, you should probably go to bed. You look worse than you did when I contacted you in the dream, which was apparently 3 months ago. It was like 3 hours ago for me. But
I promise I will go to bed as soon as this report is done.
River's just like, the report can wait till the morning. You need to go to bed now.
I will as soon as this report is done.
River gives him a look.
Give me an intimidate check.
Ooh. I don't intimidate Rodney. I should do it at a disadvantage. I will say I will do that at disadvantage.
Okay.
I don't intimidate that boy. It's still like an 18. So
Jesus.
I rolled an 18 and a 14.
All right. Rodney sighs, and you can see his eyes are like half closed.
River's seen where he's sleeping, right? Like she knows the vicinity.
Yeah.
Okay, River just takes his hands and just starts dragging him that way.
On the way out, Rodney does put the tab on like a table near the entrance to the living room. Mm-hmm. And you do drag him up the stairs. You're not quite like twisting his arm or anything. He's coming willingly. Nah. He knows he needs sleep.
Yeah, come on. River's also just like, I also have no idea where I'm sleeping, so I'm just gonna wander aimlessly for a while.
I would say in Remy's room, but there's only one bed in there. You can use the room you woke up in if you want.
River's like, That sounds weird. That doesn't seem fun. I was just like, I'll just go cuddle with Remy.
All right.
You wake up and it's not Remy in the bed. It's some random person.
River would punch them. River would punch them. Like, ah!
All right. Rodney takes the lead, leads you to Remy's room. All right. I promise I'm going to sleep.
Okay. You are not to wake up at 7 a.m. Because if you do, I will drag your ass back to bed.
He gives you like a half-hearted salute. Yes, ma'am.
I'm serious. 9 o'clock or later. If I see you awake, it's not going to be fun for you.
He nods. He nods and pulls you into a tight hug.
As soon as he does that, River just starts crying a little bit. She didn't know she was about to cry, but that definitely made her cry.
Boo! We don't like romance here.
No, but she's like, you have to remember she woke up mid-panic attack already, and she's been having a panic attack about this boy that entire last arc. So give her a moment.
Boo! We don't like romance here.
Yes, we do.
Love and all that stuff. Ew.
I don't know. We were all very happy when you and Shade went on a date, Oswald.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We all screamed when Dream Hood and Remy just went at it like a bunch of fucking rabbits.
Boo!
Let me have my boyfriend. So I'm the me and Oswald are the only ones that can call Oswald's like, Shane's my girlfriend, and I'm just like, Rodney's my boyfriend. You are the loser.
Boo!
I like how looking back on her Elena's voice lines, it's just progressively getting bigger.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, my little itty bitty lines, and now they're getting huge when I go boo.
So, Rodney lets you go after a long moment. And he walks back to where he's been sleeping.
I immediately get into the bed with Remy. She does not know I am there. She will find out in the morning.
Do I stir from this?
Give me a perception check.
Remy is very good at...
Mind you, I did just fall asleep maybe like an hour before.
Yeah, but wasn't Remy a pretty hard sleeper?
I might. It's a what? An awareness?
It's perception.
Oh, perception. That is a 9 plus 7, 16.
Considering how much of a heavy sleeper we've established Remy is, and as if it's a California King, it's not going to stir you too much, especially like a top-of-the-line mattress. I'm going to say you don't notice.
Yeah. Okay. Cool beans.
I would like to note that River does, like, have to force herself to sleep because she's, like, also kind of scared that if she falls asleep, she will end up back in the dreamscape. So it's kind of like a will to, all right, I need to sleep, and the other half of hers is like, yeah, you might not wake up again if you fall asleep.
All right, everyone, that's where we're going to call episode 36 of Dice Drop. Thank you guys so much for listening in. If you like this, leave us a like, comment, review, subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on. For news and updates on upcoming episodes, upcoming projects, check out our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all linked in the description below. We have new episodes every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will see you guys next week for episode 3 of Arc 4 of Dice Drop. Thank you again.